Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it okay if I can ask Cherami a Sword Art Online question and Erica a non-SAO question?
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that. Erica, will you flip the table?
You did that anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so Cherami, I have a Asuna question. How do you personally feel where they headed with Asuna's character in the second half of Sword Art Online, where she was more kind of helpless?
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of people that have said she was so strong and she was so fierce, and then this happened, and why did they let that happen? And she became like a damsel in distress, and she had to be rescued, and that's not fair. And yeah, it's frustrating, but I think in life there are moments where we are strong and fierce and taking care of our lives, and there are moments where we need people to take care of us because life gets hard. And so I don't think that a couple episodes or an arc of an anime defines a character, because I don't think a couple years in my life defines me as a human being. So I look at that as, okay, well, this was a time in her life where this was a really dire situation. And also, what we see in action movies where characters come out guns blazing and make it out okay, that might not always be the case. And this is gonna get really dark, but I had a family friend whose daughter was kidnapped and held, and she did not make it out. But they had said in that situation, the psychologist and the police officers and everybody said, it's not that she wasn't trying, she had to bide her time, because if she had picked the wrong moment, they would have killed her immediately, or they could have done something, whatever the situation would be. So while you're in that dire situation where someone is torturing you and keeping you restrained, you have to choose your moments. And I don't think during that time that she was had given up. I think you go through the place of, what do I do now that I'm in this situation? And there is a moment where you're frustrated and you're broken, and then you've got to slowly rise to get yourself out. So I don't think that it's like, she's weak and she's a worthless character and she's not a strong female. I think that's just life. And I was very happy that they allowed for Asuna throughout the course of the show to be able to show and reveal so many different sides of herself, and at no point does that make her less of a female. Just like if a male is having a more vulnerable moment, that doesn't make him less of a strong male. If anything, I think he's more strong because he's brave enough to show that. So that's my answer. Yeah.
I came through that arc thinking Asuna was a very strong character. I didn't get the damsel in distress sort of thing, because she fought the entire time until she was eventually saved. So she never gave up. Like I didn't see that as a weakness in her character.
Yes. And Erica, are you excited where One Piece is heading?
Am I excited where One Piece is heading? I don't watch One Piece. And I'm not in One Piece, so I don't know anything about One Piece. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
You should just be like, yeah, it's awesome!
People who like it.
There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I know that. But I can kind of like, I had something to say about the Asuna thing too. Like that, honestly, like that was part of what frustrated me about the second season, is why I'm like really hesitant to like, I don't know, say good things about it.
Yeah.
Because I love the first season so much, and Asuna was like super cool, super cool. A lot of what you're saying makes a lot more sense to me. Sometimes you kind of have to have somebody else tell you that perspective to kind of understand it more. And I'm like, oh yeah, actually that's true. She was kind of fighting, but not like the traditional fighting like you would normally see her as doing. But that's one of the reasons why I really love Yuuki too, is that Yuuki helped her kind of find herself again.
Yeah.
And the two of them together, like, they made a great team and like fought through their vulnerabilities together. And I thought that was a really cool moment to have between like two really
strong
cool
female characters. Absolutely.
Did you watch that arc in Japanese or English?
The fairy dance?
Mm-hmm.
I think both.
Both? Because for me, when I watched it in Japanese, I didn't quite get all the nuances of that arc. And I agreed, like I didn't enjoy that as much as the first arc. But when I rewatched it again in English, I enjoyed it a lot more because I understood all the subtleties that were happening between, Asuna in that situation, and with Kirito trying to find her. Like and like the little sort of subtle jokes. I feel like Alex did a really good job of bringing those out, and making it feel like lighten the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, it's not my favorite. It wasn't fun, but
there's some great bloopers.
yes, there are.
Is it my turn?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I know you haven't seen the movie yet because you said that, but what were your thoughts on Silica's singing in the movie?
I loved it.
Because I watched it recently, I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
So, that was a horrible moment in my life. They made us do the singing in Japanese.
Yep.
And we went to see the premiere in Japanese with the Japanese team. And then I got an email that I was supposed to be recording the next day, and I got an email that says, by the way, you're going to be singing, here's the song.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, okay. And my session was like the next day at 10, and I think I got it while I was at the premiere at like 7:30. And so I was like, well, it's just a song, I'll listen to it on the way. It didn't say you're going to be singing in Japanese. They didn't give me the lyrics, nor did they tell me what part of the song I was going to be singing.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I'm going to get there like 40 minutes early and just ask for help. And then I was talking to Christine, and she's like, yeah, I got it like 4 weeks ago. And I was like, and then they made it worse because they said, Tomohiko Ito, the director from Japan, is coming into your session today.
Oh,
okay. So I told Alex, he's like, do you want to get the singing done before he gets here? I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. So that was terrifying. I thought Christine was fantastic. I only wish she had come in before I did, so I could have like listened to hers and mooched off of her awesomeness. Oh, it is my turn. Yes.
Yeah, I know you guys didn't get to have a choice on the video games, but if you did, would you have voiced it if they weren't allowed it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sure.
What happens a lot with those games from shows is it's like they don't want to take the risk of dubbing them because they're expensive to record all the lines of a video game, but also it's kind of focused on like a niche of a niche, if that makes sense. So it's like, this is going to be for the people who like sword art and then also have a mobile gaming system. So they're nervous they're not going to sell enough copies. But I think if enough people write to companies and they're like, hey, we love this in English, maybe they'll do it.
Yeah. Man, I was a part of like 4 of those games that like came out and were based off anime series that I was in and then didn't get dubbed, and I'm just like,
Oh, man.
There's a lot of them out
there
there.
are a lot
Yeah,
of
that'd
them
be
now.
cool.
I don't like Neptunia got dubbed though.
I think it's your turn.
In the gray sweater right here. Yes.
Alright, this is his fault. So I looked at the reaction yesterday, and do you guys ever record together? And if so, like, does he like force you like to laugh? I'm thinking of the scene where you hear like Bryce and Cherami like are meeting and having like food for the first time, and like does they make weird noises and stuff, and like trying to get you guys to like, you know, have a good time and like.
Has Alex played any, so we don't record together on anime. Whenever you're dubbing, it's almost impossible to hit sync well as a team.
Yeah.
It's already really difficult to do it by yourself. So,
They also know we talk too much to each other.
but what happens sometimes is one person will go first, and that person will leave what's called a bomb for the other people. So has Alex ever played any of the bloopers that I've left in Sword Art? Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I always get those. And for Fairy Tale, I get a lot as well. And now it has become a thing of, is Cherami going to push through this? Because sometimes I like to just roll my eyes and go through and get the line done. Because I know if I break, I'm going to have to do it at least 6 more times. So if I acknowledge that that was a funny joke, then I've got to really enjoy it. So if I just got to push past it and get the line done, then we can laugh about it. Sometimes that doesn't happen though. But yeah, you've had some really good ones. He's like, it's the best. I did record with him once on a original animation project, and there was a group of like 6 of us. We were actually pretty focused in that recording session. I was surprised.
I try to behave myself as much as I can
While he's working.
while I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same age.
Bombs all day.
Because
All
we're
day.
working on something,
Work on something.
and I've behaved myself so far.
Get ready. Now that he said that.
I mean, maybe.
I'll wait until they can't recast. I've used it 2 ways.
Oh my
In
god.
one hand.
Circle now.
Bring it back. That's my turn.
It's your turn.
And the shiny blue-green thing. The mermaid jacket.
So I'm a huge fan of all three.
Thank you.
Thank you. Erica, Diane, how do you think you would get along with her? And Cherami, Lucy, how do you think Asuna would get along? And well, my favorite is Kirito from you, but like, how would Aaron and Kirito get along? How would they get along? Like, how would they?
Sure.
Well, I mean, Yuuki kind of makes friends with everyone, I feel like, so. And then as long as she's not going after Meliodas, like, I think the
I think Lucy and Asuna would get along really well. I think that Asuna would give Lucy dating advice. And I think, I think they would be really good friends. I think they would try to probably team up and try to take down Natsu and Kirito. And I feel like we're good if we just take them out of the game and maybe fight them on a boat. Because Natsu gets motion sickness. Can't function.
I think Aaron and Kirito would eventually start yelling at each other.
It's either to do that, or I was going to imagine the two of them just like sitting in two like armchairs drinking throat coke. Silent.
They both can't talk. Speak to each other in sign language. So let's go over here. Yeah.
I don't know if you could answer this one or not, but I've read somewhere that in the show you're also friends with Liz from Elizabeth, right? So I was wondering,
The actress who plays Lisbeth?
well, just the character. How do you think Asuna and Elizabeth first met? Because I
That's
don't know.
been explained.
That's a weird one, 'cause-
That's probably a great thing that Progressive would answer. I don't know. Do you have any idea? Because I don't think they showed them
yeah, because she's
meeting.
kind of just that one character who's just groveling on the ground at first, and then she, like 13 episodes later, she's in a frilly red dress with pink hair.
She's so cute. Yeah, I think that's probably. I really need to read all of Progressive. I got to figure out which volume I have. Because you guys know when you get like a book 2, you're like, I got to get book 1 before I even start this.
Yeah, I just read somewhere that even Asuna gave her the advice to wear that outfit.
Asuna probably. I think she's got really great fashion sense. Especially her, I mean, I love her in-game looks, but her normal clothes. I get very excited. I'm like, I just want to cosplay like normal clothes out of the game, Asuna.
Sarah Williams, speaking of the actress who plays Lisbeth,
She's hilarious.
she's really, really funny, and we were talking about bombs. I left Sarah an amazing bomb once. With
Did she
Tony,
appreciate it?
I don't know. Let me describe this bomb to you. Tony Oliver was directing. He's here this weekend too. It was a show called A Lull in the Sea. A very beautiful show. The character I played was such a gentle character. He never screamed the entire time. It was so nice. And by the end of the series, our characters are getting very close to each other, and he's like confessing his love to her, and he leans in really close, and I just went, F you!
I think Sarah enjoyed, probably.
Yeah, knowing Sarah, she would have appreciated it.
Yeah.
Just to really match the moment.
Next time we're playing, next time we're playing a character, like characters that talk to each other, we can get along like that.
We'll do it. Yeah, you got it.
But not the same one. Like, Erica
has to be
deserves
personal.
something different.
Yeah. Oh, I'll think of something much, much worse.
You're welcome. I did
Could
this
be
to
a dad
myself.
joke
Yeah.
there.
those are my bombs are always the dad jokes. Like I always get the punny jokes, and I get so excited. Those are the ones that break me. Are the puns.
My bombs are always something I found on Urban Dictionary the day before.
Oh my gosh.
That's so true, actually. I was at a convention where we did an 18-up panel and we'd gone to dinner right before, and we had looked up something on Urban Dictionary, and the whole panel was like the things that we had learned on Urban Dictionary. It was Chris Rager, myself, John Swayze, and it was like, I was like, this is the weirdest 18 and up panel. I'm like, it actually says this, guys. I'm not making it up.
Oh,
Stay up with it.
it's almost as bad as Erica Mendez. I think it's your turn.
Oh, it is my turn. Yes, in the yellow shirt. Lakers.
I was just wondering if you were trapped in a video game with your real life abilities, what type of video game or a specific one would you thrive the most in?
Probably none. I'm not a good gamer. I love games, but whenever, especially I've gotten to work on some cool ones, I usually play with my brother because he's a great gamer. And I'll be like, I really just want to get to this part because it's really fun recording. I need you to help me. The first time we were playing Borderlands, his controller is super sensitive. And I was like, what am I doing? He was like, stop doing a backflip. What are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to move forward. And so he had to like change the sensitivity settings because I'm terrible. So I guess I'd probably be in like a Lego game because I love the Lego games. Or
when you die, you like come back together. Like
yeah.
Nice.
No, the stakes are not really stressful. I remember I got my first Lego game was Pirates of the Caribbean Lego game for my DS. And I would play that while they were editing at Funimation. I just like be playing my game. And then, Mario Party. But I love stars, so I just collect the stars. I know that's the whole point of the game, but I wouldn't let anybody share my stars.
That's basically the game.
I know, but people steal them from me because they know that it hurts my
You could be
feelings.
I think you guys would do great at the voice acting video game.
That's not a game.
There is a
probably
game.
would be in
Really?
There is a game.
What is? What
It's
is?
like Japanese only, but I think
Yeah.
they have a few of those.
Interesting.
She's on the hunt now.
Yeah. I would do good in any game that has like a gathering class. I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and that's all I'll do is like gather for 5 hours straight, and then I'm like, oh god, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. What have I done?
Life.
Yeah.
So this is like our actual selves inside a
Yeah,
game.
your actual ability.
So I'm a martial artist, so maybe a fighting game I'd do okay in. Probably not that great actually. But yeah.
Whose turn is it? My turn?
Yeah.
Oh god. Red finger gloves.
Ooh, okay, good call. If the nerve gear were real, would you put it on? And
No.
if the answer is if the answer is yes,
Okay.
what kind of player would you actually be?
Do we have to die if we die in the game?
That's why I wouldn't put it on.
Yeah.
That's not how it's done. Yeah, we'll go with
Yes.
version 2.
Yeah, the movie version. That's a little version. That's considered
The Ogma.
nerf gear as well. The Ogma, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean it's not nerf gear.
I would probably accidentally jump off the side and die. Because I
Dark
never
Souls.
know what kind of player I'd be.
So, nerf gear from like the traditional first arc, probably not, because I think that's a little scary for me at this point. But the Ogma, I would so be down for. The whole dinosaur thing, I would, yeah, in the movie, oh, you haven't seen it, okay. So they put on this Ogma, and it's sort of like Pokemon Go, in the sense that it looks like they're showing up in your world, but like,
AR.
yeah, so dinosaurs will show up around you. So I don't know how I would do that. But that's why I wanted to get an iPhone X.
Jurassic Park's a bad idea.
I'm back that day.
Anytime I'm scared, I reference like, this is the Velociraptor scene. And everyone's like, no, it's actually not. Like, this is actually dangerous.
That was dangerous too.
Yeah, exactly. Those animatronics will bite your face off.
They can open doors.
I know, and I love that scene so much, it's still scary.
Is it my turn?
Yes? I don't know.
Let's go back here. Yeah, go 1, 2.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, are you guys planning to release like one of the cracks of all of your moms or anything? Or are they already out there?
Wait, say that again?
So
Like
are you guys planning to release like all of your jokes that you
Oh, the outtakes.
Yeah, the outtakes.
I mean, it's not up to us, but we did a panel at a convention called Anime Expo, and they played a number of the outtakes in front of a crowd of about 2,000 people. And in those outtakes, I would say the most disgusting things I could think of to make Alex, the engineer and the producer, laugh. And those are the ones they played to everybody. So, actually, there was someone in the audience recording, and it's up on YouTube right now, so you could go see it. But I warn you, you probably shouldn't watch it because it's really, really disgusting. Really, you shouldn't even look it up. Definitely don't Google or Urban Dictionary the things that I say.
You got me in trouble. Or I guess it's rather Alex got me in trouble with the bloopers. You were there in New York. Did you hear about that whole story with the fan that came up and was like actually very angry with me? I was a little like uneasy, but everybody else at the group was like, they apparently the security and everybody was like ready to pull me behind the curtain because they were concerned for my safety. So at the beginning of the bloopers, the intro section, Asuna says something, and she says an adult word. This fan took offense to it that I would say that word and call people that name, and I was like, I wasn't calling you that name. And he got very, and Robbie was sitting next to me, and we're autographing things, and Robbie's going like this. I was like, Robbie, what are you doing? He's like, protecting you. I'm like, what do you, if he's going to attack, what are you going to do? Throw me under the table? Rose at him. Yeah, throw a rose at him. So yeah, I was like, man, and I had to apologize. I was like, I feel so bad. And so I went and told Alex, he's like, yeah, I guess we can't release bloopers anymore. And a fan had overheard us telling a story, and the fan goes, this is why we can't have nice days. And I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, not at you, at the mean guy. I was like, he wasn't mean. He just got his feelings hurt. But I felt really bad. But like, they were all like, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. Was anybody really concerned? They were like, yeah, he was mad. He was the whole time walking around, like he was still mad at me.
He like, because I was at the end of the table, he like started walking away, and then he came back and he's like, by the way, I liked you as Ryuko Montoya. And I was like, okay.
You're like, that was the most aggressive compliment I've ever received. Thank you.
We have time for one more, and I told this gentleman he could ask. Yes?
Sorry. Kind of going further off the question I was asked previously about if the nerd theory was real, going into the world, kind of characters you have. The first thing that came to my head was, geez, I'd be so afraid of like dying for the first time in a game like that. So how would you guys think you would die for the first time in a game like that was real?
I'd be facing a wall and jumping up and down over it. And then,
And you died from that?
I think so. Eventually someone would come up and
he'll hit the ceiling. And like,
They'd be like, we just need to get rid of this.
I'm sick of this guy jumping against the wall.
I actually really want to see you doing that in real life. Are you okay? Yeah, guys.
How do you go backwards? What's attack?
See, if that's the situation, like when I was playing Borderlands, I'd probably just be doing backflips and at one point play Facebook.
Yeah, like kind of like Bryce mentioned earlier about the question. Just basically accidentally jumping, like you miss a jump and then you fall down a cliff or something. I do that a lot in video games, so I've probably done that.
And then also, one question for Cherami. Who's your favorite celebrity?
Can't pick. It probably is either Aquarius, Virgo, or Loki, off the top of my head. Taurus makes me uncomfortable.
As you should.
I wanted to like Cancer, but like, if I don't want scissors coming in my face or my head, if I'm not paying you to cut it.
I also wouldn't want to say the words "I like cancer."
No, I have to say it. It is on my line was, "Way to go, Cancer!" And so I said the line and was like, "Aww."
No.
Well, thank you guys so much. This was really fun. What else are you guys doing today? Where else can they find you at the con?
We're going to a Sailor Moon panel
At
at 1:30.
Just before that, I'm doing autographs with the Bang Zoom group, so I can't say I have to go like right now. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the line's like over there, but I'll be there at the Bang Zoom booth.
Yes, and then we have autographs later, Sailor Moon stuff from like,
Yeah, like 4:30
to 6. And the Sailor Moon is at 1:30.
And then I have autographs later, and an Attack on Titan panel tonight with Josh Greeley and Orlando. That'll be really fun. So have a great time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.